Emma was 23 years old and homeless. She sat on a freezing bench, her stomach growling, her body weak from hunger. She had nothing left, no family, no job, no future to look forward to. In her hands, she held a torn piece of paper, debating whether she had the courage to follow through. It was a letter addressed to President Donald Trump, a man she never imagined would care. Dear Mr. President, I need $100 for food and a place to stay. I don't expect you to help, but I had to ask. With trembling hands and nothing left to lose, Emma walked toward Trump Tower, hoping someone, anyone, would listen. At the entrance, a security guard stopped her. You can't just walk in here. She swallowed hard and held out the letter. Please, just give this to him. After a moment of hesitation, the guard took it. Hours later, the letter reached the White House. Trump's assistant skimmed it quickly. Another request for money, he said dismissively. Trump took the envelope and read it himself. His expression didn't change. $100, he said, tapping his desk. Find out who she is. The assistant hesitated. Sir, she's just a homeless girl. Trump looked up sharply. Nobody is just anything. Get me more details. Something about the letter stayed with him, the courage it took to ask. The next morning, Secret Service agents went to the cafe where Emma had last been seen. But she was gone. She moved between shelters, the assistant reported. No phone, no address. Trump leaned back in his chair. Find her. Meanwhile, Emma sat shivering in a dark alley. The shelters were full, and she hadn't eaten in 2 days. She was close to giving up when a man in a suit approached her. Are you Emma? She eyed him cautiously. Who's asking? I work for the president. She let out a bitter laugh. Very funny. The man held up a letter. Donald Trump read this. He wants to meet you. Her breath caught. This couldn't be real. But moments later, Emma found herself sitting in the Oval Office. The gold decor felt unreal, like she didn't belong there at all. Trump studied her quietly. You asked for $100. She nodded. For food and shelter. Do you really think $100 would change your life? It would have helped, she whispered. Trump leaned back. I have a better offer. Her heart raced. What kind of offer? A job. She stared at him, stunned. You don't need a handout, he said. You need an opportunity. The rest is up to you. The next day, Emma arrived at the company building wearing borrowed clothes that barely fit. The receptionist scoffed. You're the intern. Emma nodded. She didn't care. She was there to work. She filed papers, ran errands, stayed late, and never complained. One day, she overheard a meeting about a struggling project and noticed a serious mistake in the calculations. Her heart pounded. Should she speak up? I think there's an error, she said. The room went silent. Who are you? An executive asked. Just an intern, Emma replied. But your projections are wrong. At that moment, Trump walked in. What's going on? This intern thinks she found a mistake. The manager scoffed. Trump turned to Emma. Explain. She did, her hand shaking. A senior analyst finally spoke. She's right. Trump smirked. Fix it, and get her a real desk. From that moment on, Emma worked harder than ever. One co-worker sneered. You think Trump actually cares about you? Emma straightened her shoulders. I don't expect anything. I'm earning my place. One evening, she asked Trump, why me? He smiled. You remind me of my mother. She learned his mother had arrived in America with nothing, just like her. Emma eventually moved into a small apartment, no longer sleeping on the streets. One night, she asked him again, why did you help me? Trump leaned back. Because I believe in second chances. No one had ever given her one before. And what will you do with it? He asked. Emma already knew. She would work harder, dream bigger, and make sure she never wasted the chance she was given. For the first time in years, Emma had hope, and she wasn't going to let it go. Her dedication didn't go unnoticed. One morning, she was called into her manager's office. Her heart raced as she walked in, bracing herself for bad news. Instead, her boss smiled. We're promoting you to junior analyst. Emma froze. Are you serious? You earned it, he said, and President Trump personally recommended you. Her throat tightened. The man who had once run the country believed in her. As she stepped out of the office, tears burned her eyes. For the first time, she wasn't just surviving, she was thriving. But a new challenge was already waiting. As Emma settled into her new role, an old friend from her homeless days reached out. "Jake, I need money, Em," he said. "Just $500. Emma hesitated. She wanted to help. She truly did, but she remembered a lesson that had changed her life. "Come work with me," she offered. "I can help you get a job." Jake scoffed. "I don't want a job. I just need cash." Her heart grew heavy. "I can't do that." Jake walked away angry, and guilt followed her. But deep down, she knew she'd made the right choice. Opportunities, not handouts. Then the economy took a turn. A sudden recession hit, and layoffs swept through company after company. Emma's department was on the chopping block. Fear crept in. Was she about to lose everything again? One evening, Trump called her. "Are you worried?" he asked. "Yes," she admitted. He chuckled. "Then work harder. The people who survive storms are the ones who refuse to drown." Emma took those words to heart. She worked tirelessly, learned new skills, and made herself invaluable. When layoffs came, she stayed. She wasn't just surviving anymore. She was rising. Soon after, Trump invited her to a private dinner. "I want you to meet someone." Emma arrived nervously and found herself face-to-face with Ivanka Trump. "My father speaks very highly of you," Ivanka said with a smile. Emma could barely believe it. "We're launching a foundation," Ivanka continued, "to help homeless women get back on their feet. We want you to help lead it." Emma's heart pounded. Tears filled her eyes. "Yes," she said without hesitation. "I'd love to." Her journey had come full circle. Emma threw herself into the foundation's work, visiting shelters, speaking with struggling women, sharing her story. At one event, a young girl asked softly, "Do you really think I can make it?" Emma knelt beside her and smiled. "I know you can." Trump watched her that day, pride clear in his eyes. "You've come a long way," he said. "Thanks to you," Emma replied. He shook his head. "No, thanks to you." She finally understood. He hadn't given her money. He had given her belief, and belief had changed everything. Later that evening, Emma saw a familiar face. "Jake." He looked thinner, worn down. "I messed up," he admitted. "I should have taken the job." Emma remembered the cold benches, the hunger, the despair. "It's not too late," she said. "You think I still have a chance." She smiled. "I know you do." This time, Jake accepted the opportunity. Weeks later, he began working at the foundation, slowly rebuilding his life. Emma realized how powerful one act of belief could be. Trump had helped her. Now she was helping others. But her greatest test was still ahead. A major investor threatened to pull funding from the foundation. Without it, everything could collapse. Emma refused to panic. She scheduled a last-minute meeting and laid everything on the table. "This isn't charity," she said firmly. "This is transformation." The investor hesitated. Then Trump walked in. "I'll match whatever you invest." The room went silent. "You're that confident?" the investor asked. Trump smirked. "I believe in her." That was enough. The funding stayed. The foundation was saved. Emma wasn't just surviving anymore. She was leading. One evening, alone with Trump, she finally asked, "Why did you choose me?" He studied her for a moment. "Because you asked. Most people never do." Tears filled her eyes. A single letter, a desperate plea, had changed everything. "Never stop helping others," he said. "That's how you repay me." Years passed. The foundation grew. Thousands found jobs, homes, and second chances. One day, a young woman approached Emma, holding a letter. "I wrote this to you," she said nervously. Emma's heart skipped. It looked just like her own letter from years ago. She smiled warmly. "You came to the right place." At a grand event, Emma stood beside Trump as she received an award for the foundation's success. Trump smirked. Not bad for someone who just wanted $100. Emma laughed. That wasn't what I really needed. He nodded. You needed belief. As applause filled the room, Emma scanned the crowd, faces of people whose lives had changed, just like Hayes. She had gone from homeless to hopeful, from desperate to determined, all because she dared to ask. Her journey had come full circle, and it was only the beginning.